Good evening, Otherworldlies. This is Queen Juliana, your Dark Mask Diva. So I'm going to talk about what happens when you're shedding your old ways and you're growing as a person. Alright, here's a painful thing that happens. Sometimes you have to give up old friends that are getting in your way. Alright, and here's an even more painful thing that happens. Sometimes people you thought were cool are not so cool. Sometimes they say mean things to you because they don't like your growth. They say mean things to you and they dump you. You weren't expecting that, were you? They make excuses not to like you anymore because they don't like your growth. Okay? And you have to come to the realization, and sometimes you realize this and sometimes you don't, but what they liked about you was something negative about you. Okay? And they liked something negative because it was the same negative trait in themselves. Okay, they liked you because you were depressed, because maybe they were also depressed. Or they liked you because you were a screw up and it made them feel better about themselves. Okay, because some people like you because they can look down on you. Alright, there's a dark part of us that likes to look down on other people. Okay, so sometimes you're that person that other people like to look down on. So when you stop being that person that they can look down on, that makes them, that kind of takes something away from them in their mind. Okay, so you can't be that person they can look down on anymore because you got your act together. So that's why they're rejecting you, because they can't look down on you anymore. Okay, because you overcame whatever that obstacle was, and you're not in that stagnation anymore. You've gotten past whatever that was. You're not making that mistake anymore. So they can't look down on you anymore, right? They can't feel superior, okay? Some people are stuck in their egos like that. All right, that's why they don't like you anymore. So it's not like you're become unlikable. It's just they're struggling with their ego. That's what that's about. Okay, so now that you're noticing they don't like you anymore because you're doing better, it's really, the onus is on you to really avoid that person, okay? Because they might try to do something to sabotage your growth. Okay, they never really liked you for the right reasons in the first place. So if you are success-minded, if you are goal-oriented, you really need to avoid this person, because this is your eyes opening to something dark about them. All right, and I think that's there's a little bit of that in all of us, where we kind of like, we all kind of look down on somebody. Okay, you were that person that they were looking down on. All right, so you don't want them in your way, sabotaging your growth. Okay, so you were that person to them. They liked something bad about you for that reason. So stay away from that person. All right. It really hurt my feelings when I realized that because, you know, I had a lot of obstacles to overcome, that I was that person to a few people, because I was very depressed. I had an addiction to pills, you know, and I had some things to overcome. Okay. So when I stopped having all those problems, there were a lot of people that, you know, had a problem with that when I overcame that. Right? They were pretty upset that I overcame all my problems. They were just kind of like, oh no, you know, we don't want to deal with you now that you overcame your problems. You know, this isn't cool. Like, no, you know, it was unacceptable to them. They just didn't want to be around me now that I was happy, that I was thriving, that I was becoming a success. They did not want to be around the successful Juliana. They wanted to be around the Juliana who had an addiction. They wanted to be around the sad Juliana. You know, they didn't want to be around the Juliana that was actually enjoying her life and finding purpose. You know what I mean? They didn't want to be around the Juliana that was, you know, finally doing the things that I wanted to do in life, that was getting better, that was, you know, moving on and, you know, living my dream. That's not the Juliana they wanted to be around. They wanted to be around the one that was sick. They didn't like me well. So I realized I needed to get rid of those people. All right, so there are people that will take themselves out of the equation. Okay, and you don't realize that those people really seemed like somebody really neat, and they will take themselves out of the equation. You will not take them out, they will take themselves out. And it's really hurtful because you had absolutely no idea they had that darkness inside them. That they will take themselves out of the equation. They will first accuse you of something very, very wrongful and very lame and very stupid, and then they will take themselves out of the equation. And everyone around you may notice how false their accusation of you is, and be like, okay, and kind of validate you and go, yeah, what they said about you was wrong. But they will do that to find an excuse to take themselves out of the equation. Okay? And even if nobody else validates you, you know what they said was wrong. But it's because there's no longer that negativity that they were attracted to in you. Okay? You came out and, you don't have that thing that bonded the two of you together that was negative. Okay, so that person doesn't want to have anything to do with you anymore, so they're taking themselves out of the equation. This is one of those situations where you may feel relieved that they're taking themselves out of the equation, because you're like, that person really was negative. And I really feel relieved that I'm no longer associating myself with that person. So that happened recently where somebody took themselves out of the equation. I'm thinking, oh, I'm really glad I'm not associating with that guy anymore. So I was really happy about that. Recently, a friend of mine took herself out of the equation, and I actually thought she was a good friend. But the more I think about it, I'm thinking, no, I think she was attracted to the sadness and the negativity in me. And I was sad she didn't want to have anything to do with me, and I'm thinking, no, wait a minute, I think she was attracted to the sadness. And now that everything is going right for me, I think she really doesn't want to have anything to do with me anymore. So I had to face that she was one of those foul weather friends. You know how there's a fair weather friend? I think she was a foul weather friend. So that made me sad. But maybe she's just one of those types of people. So you have to let people like that go. And you have to realize that, some people just don't want to be around your success. Okay, and God will bring people around to help you. But sometimes He has to just take some of those people out of your life because they were attracted to your sadness. Okay, so, maybe He can't bless you if they're around. All right, so they need to go bye-bye. Okay, so you really want people around you who just have pure intentions, okay? You don't want people around you who just want to be around you when you're sad and they're just like, oh, look, she's depressed again. And you don't want people who are attracted to your maladaptive traits. You don't want people around you who are attracted to bad things happening to you. Okay, I mean, you want people around you who want to help you if something bad happens to you, but you don't want people who are looking for it to happen, right? And those people liked when these bad things were happening to you. And that's really a sad thing to face, but that's what they liked. So now that your life is going well and you have a different kind of energy going on, and there's a different trend in your life, you're more successful, you're making different things happen in your life, you're getting blessed, you have a whole different thing going on, you have a whole different vibe you're putting out, you're just a different kind of person. They don't like it anymore. Okay, they liked the old you, and the old you no longer exists. The new you is somebody completely different. Okay, so you have to say goodbye to the old you, and you should be glad to say goodbye to the old you, because the old you, things were not going well for the old you. Okay, and that's what they liked. So the new you is attracting people, saying, you know what, I really like your vibe, I really like your aura, I really like your style, and your ideas are great, and I really like what you're about. Okay, the new you really attracts that in people. All right, the new you attracts success. The new you just, attracts that kind of thing. So, maybe they aren't doing so well in life. And maybe they're just kind of mad that you are. So I'm not saying that they're jealous per se, but they really don't like that things are going well for you. So take that how you want to. All right. So I love you all, and I will see you in the next content. And you guys all have a wonderful, beautiful day. And thank you so much for watching me. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.